Man, I'm all about, building bridges and not barriers, so I think a lot of times people will put you in a box and that box says, I don't want anybody not like me inside this box. I just am wrapping up a project I did with Zaytoven. We did one with Waka Flocka, and it's crazy. I'm gonna let y'all hear a little sneak peek.
You get rich off of dope if you let them tell it. Get a scale and a bowl, weigh it up and sell it. They got rich off of kush if you let them tell it. But it's two sides to the game and they ain't gonna tell.
Hey guys, it's RG. I'm with Lecrae today in Atlanta, Rich Record Studio. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How you? Long time no see.
I know, since V103, Car's Bike Show, basically.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give you a chance to introduce yourself to the hip-hop fans overseas that might not know you yet.
I come from, originally from Texas, and I just came up under the Paul Wall, Slim Thug, kind of independent, movement. I had I call it a spiritual transformation, during that time period. And so for me, it was really important for me to incorporate kind of some of the stuff that I was going through in my music, and people connected with it. And so it kind of grew from there and really developed into a movement.
So you talked about spiritual transformation.
Mm-hmm.
First, can you tell us a little bit more about that, how it happened, and why including this in your music matters?
You think about Kanye, and Kanye had his car accident, and that changed his perspective on things, and he wasn't afraid to put his personal struggles and his spiritual stuff on display. Same kind of thing happened to me. So I had a series of events. One was a crazy car crash. Two was a violent situation where I got into an altercation with somebody else, and then three is just my childhood and all the issues that I went through as a kid, all kind of different abuse or whatever, and it just all kind of spiraled into a dark place where I didn't know where else to go but God. And I think that's when when it really really started to change for me. And I just said, I don't care, I'm gonna talk about it because this is kind of where I'm at. And so I've grown, and you can hear that in the music. Music was an outlet for me. It was like an opportunity for me to express myself, and it not only got me out of trouble, but it helped me to help other people to stay out of trouble. So that's kind of my whole ambition, is to paint the other side of the picture. I knew these two kids. One of them was in prison, one of them was a college student. And you asked the one in prison, why are you in prison, man? He said, because my dad was in prison. It's all I ever knew. It's what I grew up seeing. And you asked his brother, well, how come you're a college student? He says, oh, because my dad was in prison, and that's all I ever saw, so I didn't want to be that. And so for me, I want to tell the other side of the story so that we can have more of the kids saying, I saw that and I don't want to be that. I want to be something different.
Early in your career, you've been qualified as a Christian rapper, and there's what I would call sub-genre of Christian rap, which is very specific to the US. You also won a Grammy for Best Christian Song, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What did it do for your career, and what's your relationship to this term now?
I mean, people like categories. People use them to figure out stuff, so I understand it. I don't necessarily hold on to those because they don't really define me, like who I really and truly am. Elvis Presley won his only Grammy in gospel, but he's not just a gospel artist. I'm not ashamed to embrace my Christian faith or anything like that, but I think when people say that, they have all these ideas in their mind of what that looks like or what that means. People get mad, I do a song with Dolla or Big Krit or whoever, and then they're like, wait, what are you doing? I thought you were a Christian. And I'm like, but see, you have this idea of how this is supposed to be. Like, that doesn't mean that's how it is. That's your idea of it.
Recently, you've opened up your music a little more,
yeah,
especially with the last project, All Things Work Together.
Yeah, I mean, you got Boy Wonder, Metro Boomin, A+ ear drummers, of course Tori Kelly, and Dolla.
Hold on and I'll find you.
I'm hanging on by a thread, and all I'm clinging to is prayers. And every breath is like a battle. I feel like I ain't come prepared. I've been down before to come up, I ain't stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings. Canada.
Talking about the music, you've been pushing it more beyond the US. You have a concert coming up in Paris.
Yeah.
Why does it matter for you to push it beyond the US?
Music belongs to the world. Like, the world should be able to experience it. In the States, music is kind of like trendy. It's like, all right, next. And I feel like in Europe, y'all tend to like appreciate stuff. If you like it for a longer period of time.
Do you feel like the kind of music that you do matters even more in Trump's America?
Oh, y'all care about that overseas too?
They do, very much.
Yeah, for sure. Because what I do is I remind people, you know, your hope is not in circumstances, and that there's hope in chaos. So when it looks very chaotic, you don't have to be like, I'm done. The circumstance may not be okay, but overall, you'll be fine. You know, I ain't been on Twitter in a long time because everyone's complaining. So much negativity. Like, you forget you woke up this morning. You know, you forget, like, oh, I'm alive.
3 artists that you love to work with.
I want to work with 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz is kind of like the trap goat. It's like clever, wise, but like it's still like hood. Kanye, he's legendary. You know, I think he's a genius in a lot of ways, and he's reinvented himself a million times. So I take notes on that. You know what I do? I do want to do a session before he just downright retires and never does anything else again with Dr. Dre. Because I saw what Dre did with Snoop and with Kendrick, and I hear about his process, and I'm just always interested in like, man, what would he do with me?
It's kind of a trick question, but do you know anything about French music?
I know it's a whole world, a respectable culture, you know what I'm saying? I got to meet some people when I was out there last time. I met one dude who's actually gonna open up for me, Tito Prince. When I did the BT Hip Hop Awards Cypher, I knew there was a rapper from France in the Cypher with me. Yo, everybody in France, listen, like, help me. I need to work on my French. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. And, you know, I'm gonna see y'all soon.